Hey guys, so I'm gonna do kind of a new series where I'm gonna go through some of my old Lori Vallow and Chad Dabo videos and just pick out some interesting things and kind of condense them down into a few videos and a few uploads. Cause some of these are like what, 5 years old. Some of these videos are like 5 years old, and there's some good stuff in them. So I thought I'd try to pick out some things from them and re-upload some of them. All right, let's start. Okay, so a while back, like I said, 5 years ago or so, Vinny from Long Crime, he interviewed Charles Vallow's sister, Kay, and her husband, and they talk about Lori poisoning someone. I thought was pretty interesting.
So JJ's grandparents, the Woodcocks, Tammy, have their own theory about what may have happened to Tammy. Let's take a listen.
And then October the 19th, just one of those things. God just took her because he needed her more than she needed to be on earth. And then golly, Alex just died.
Yeah.
You know?
What did you think when you heard that Tammy had died? And then Alex?
Well, what I knew Tammy died right shortly thereafter because Brandon and I were talking, and Brandon, when he found out, he let me know, and he and I both knew that was, oh my God, they're killing everybody along the way, and so with that, we knew it was too coincidental to be not being manipulated in any way, shape, or form. It was a manipulation to the nth degree. And the fact that, however, I don't know if with Tammy, I would say she got poisoned because that seems to be something they like to do. And Lori has spoken of it, poisoning.
When did you speak of it?
Oh, it's just been over the years.
Who talks about, Julie Grant, who talks about this stuff? She's talking about poisoning people.
Right, I'm horrified. I know you saw my face just now. That was shocking. And Ted, great job with that interview. I mean, who does that? Cult mom. That's who does that. Cult mom. How sinister that she would talk about that.
Clip of this video where Nancy Grace is talking to April, Lori's friend from Hawaii. She was the one that was on Dateline. And they talk about how Tylee has always been sick growing up. She was always going to doctors and running tests, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And they never did figure it out. So Nancy Grace kind of hints to maybe is Lori causing this sickness? Is Lori giving her something to keep her sick? You have Munchausen by proxy, which Lori could be doing. She could be keeping her sick for attention and power, make Tylee always dependent on her. And I mean, we know how Lori likes her attention. And you know what it made me think of was that interview with Colby. I think it was on Dateline. So remember when he said that when he met Kelsey and he got married to Kelsey, that Lori was kind of mad and almost like she was jealous? I don't remember the exact words he used, but I remember thinking that he was kind of implying that she was kind of jealous of him and jealous of Kelsey for basically marrying Colby because it took him away from her. And because remember, Colby even made that remark how it was just them two, they were, you know, always together, and after he basically moved away, she didn't have him anymore, and it was like she was jealous. It was almost like it seemed like she was like a boyfriend kind of jealousy, like he was her boyfriend or something. I remember I got that weird impression. So it makes me wonder if she moved the attention to Tylee, or she just needed that dependency from her kids. So okay, so I'm gonna play that clip with Nancy Grace and Lori's old friend about how Lori was keeping Tylee sick growing up.
Was Tylee really planning on going to college?
Tylee had a lot of health issues, and they could never really get to the bottom of them.
What kind of health problems that the doctors couldn't figure out?
Tylee was always sick, and she would be in her room resting or sleeping or recovering or just getting back from the doctor. When she was younger, they told me that she had had several surgeries to try to figure out what was wrong and to try to fix things, and it never accomplished anything.
Was Lori Vallow primarily involved in Tylee's treatments?
Yes.
If a fleet of doctors in a metropolitan city can't figure out what's wrong, and cult mom Lori Vallow was the primary person taking care of her, I'd be very, very curious to find the true nature of Tylee Ryan's ailments and if they were somehow inflicted on her. And would Lori Vallow be there alone with her at the time she began manifesting the pain, and when the pain would go away? And what, if any, attention would Lori Vallow receive when Tylee would be ill? This is the first time hearing of this, and I'm very, very distressed.
Okay, so here's a clip with Nancy Grace and Julie Rowe talking about Chad and Tammy Daybell and how Tammy Daybell was off her antidepressants, and at one point Chad told Julie not to come over because Tammy was really irritable. But real quick before I play it, I just want to inform people that are just kind of starting to learn about this case, because there's a bunch of cases connected to Chad and Lori, a bunch of murders, or a few murders I should say. So Tammy Daybell is Chad's wife that died mysteriously, and then he got married to Lori a couple weeks later after Tammy died. Chad did eventually get charged with the murder of Tammy, but it wasn't until after, because originally they ruled it natural causes. There was no autopsy because he didn't want an autopsy, and something to do with, Mormons, we don't do autopsies. I mean, that's what he claimed. Didn't do an autopsy, buried her. He got I think it was $400,000 life insurance. Went to Hawaii with Lori, married her, spent all that money from the life insurance. And then finally they realized, after investigating them for Tylee and JJ, realized, we better look into this Tammy death, realizing that he married Lori a couple weeks after Tammy died. So they exhumed her body, and bam, Chad was charged with the murder of his wife, Tammy. So she got justice. Okay, so here's that clip with Julie Rowe and Nancy Grace.
And then I came back to Rexburg to do some work and wanted to stop by. And Chad told me not to, that Tammy had been off of her antidepressant medications. She was irritable. And his words were that she was struggling with jealousy, and it would be best if I didn't come over. I honored that. I never talked to Tammy about it because I didn't want to get involved in their marriage issues.
When was the last time you spoke to Tammy Daybell?
The last time I saw her, she was sitting on a love seat with Chad, his hand on her leg and his arm around her, or they were holding hands the whole time. They were affectionate with each other. She actually looked really, really good. This might kind of sound weird, but she looked better than I'd ever seen her in the time that I knew her.
Did she, Tammy Daybell, know Chad Daybell predicted she would die?
To my knowledge, as of the summer of 18, I was the only person that knew, other than another woman in Arizona, that Chad had been texting before he met Lori.
Can we meet in the dark? We don't have to say much, and if you have to go,